Welcome to PLZ Soccer's fixture preview. We're back, 2023, Tam. Is this a chance for some teams to get a grip of themselves, start getting points on the board, challenging each other?
Yeah, I think it is. I think there's a few clubs already dipped into the transfer market. Aberdeen signed a couple of players, Hearts are looking at players, so I think that the January window's obviously open and there'll be a lot of teams looking to try and strengthen their squad. Right,
first game Saturday, Ruffy, we've got Celtic against Kilmarnock. 2 times in a row they'll play each other, once in the league, once in the cup. Can you look at them, plan differently for them?
I think Celtic will. I think Celtic will get that bigger pool. You know, they can obviously vary it whichever way he wants to. But certainly Celtic at home, I can't see Kilmarnock doing anything at all. Firepower, they're just not producing it at all. I know he's trying to sign a striker. I think he has signed a striker. Whether he'll play tomorrow, I don't know. But for me, it's Celtic all the way.
Just touching on what Tam said there, the Jackie Mackie's Kyogo battle that people have been talking about just now. There's word that Jackie Mackie's might be leaving Celtic. When you look at Kyogo's goal tally, people might argue Jackie Mackie's hasn't had enough time on the pitch to prove himself. Can you really justify playing him over Kyogo when you look at the amount of goals Kyogo scored?
No, not at the minute. I think Kyogo's got 15 league goals in 19-20 games. It's impressive. I think it's hard for Jackie Mackie's. I think there's obviously a bit of rumours about his contract situation, and you know, there's agents, I think, punting him to other teams. So I think Kyogo's in the driving seat. He seems to be his number one striker, and until he hits a barren patch, I think he's going to play every game.
From a goalkeeper's perspective, Ruffy, who would you rather not play against, Kyogo or Jackie Mackie's? Different players, but
totally different players. You know, obviously, Giakoumakis relies on balls coming into the box. You know, Kyogo's on the deck. He wants some body. He wants physical challenge. He wants that kind of delivery. So 2 different kind of players. For me, if it's Giakoumakis, I'd want a big centre half in front of me, protecting me. Kyogo, I mean, has got that pace and everything, you know, and he's liable to do something a wee bit different, you know. So probably I wouldn't want Kyogo.
Neither.
From a Kilmarnock perspective, Tam, do they need reinforcements? Need to bring people in?
Yeah, they do. I think they bought Vassell in, a striker. I think obviously Lafferty's due back from his ban.
Yeah, that's right.
I think they need 3 or 4 quality players in. I don't think they've strengthened enough. I think they're fortunate that there's a few teams that are worse off than them. So I think if they're going to get away from that bottom 2-3, they've got to sign 3 or 4 quality players that's going to come in and play every week.
What have we took for that game then?
I've went for 4-0 to Celtic.
4.
I went 3.
3, right. Ross County and Livingston up at Dingwall. Could be a tough one, Tam, for Livingston. What do you think?
Yeah, if they can keep 11 men in the pitch, I think.
That's true.
You know, there's a few players sent off, which has killed them over the last few weeks. But I think they're missing the big boy Nubly as well. I don't know if he's injured or he's you know, they're trying to sell him. I don't know. I don't get the inside. I
think it is an injury, to be fair.
Injury,
with him,
right? So Ross County, good result last week against Aberdeen, 0-0, but struggling. So it's a hard one to call that, actually. I think I went for Livingston to nick it 2-1.
What have you done?
No, I've said this is a big game for Ross County. I think this is the games you've got to look at to win games. If they're going to survive, it's got to be 3 points, particularly at home. 1 point isn't enough. Tam's right, you know, they got a great result away from home last week. So they're at home now, they've got to build on that, you know, and if they start losing games at home, there's only one way they're going to go.
That's true. Just before we move on, Martindale says Livingston should be 4th, Tam, if they've been doing their job better in recent games. Is that achievable for Livingston, maybe to get European football?
I think 4th is up for grabs for every club. You know, probably out with Ross County, maybe. I think they're going to be bottom or bottom 2, but I think 4th, you know, Hibs have been terrible this season and they're 3 points off of 4th, so I think 4th is achievable for Livingston, Aberdeen, Hibs, St Johnstone, St Mirren, all of them will be looking at 4th place.
Right then, St Mirren and Hearts. St Mirren's home form has been very good. Could they cause a bit of a upset for Hearts, Ruffy?
Yeah, I think they've been impressive over the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think they've got their act together. They're not getting turned over the way they were. They look very, very hard to beat, you know, and particularly at home. I think Hearts will get a bit of a fight when they go there. You know, I don't think it's a done and dusted game. They'll have to perform. Obviously, they're missing Craig Gordon and Halkett. They'll have to replace them. But I think I still went for Hearts in this one.
Still, yeah.
I think I still went for Hearts 2-1.
Tam, obviously Hearts are wanting to cement 3rd behind Celtic or Rangers, whatever the order may be, but they're also wanting to chase Rangers at the minute, who are in 2nd. That's promising to hear.
Yeah, I just think that Hearts, obviously, I think the European run, you know, affected them early part of the season. A lot of injuries, key players. I don't think they'll be anywhere near 2nd. I think if they started better, maybe, but I think they'll finish 3rd in the canter. I think they'll get the best striker outside the Old Firm in Shankland. They've got some really talented players. They're looking to bring players in. I think they're going to strengthen. I've went for Hearts to win this 2-1. I think that they're going to go on a run.
Yeah. Well, Aberdeen play St Johnstone at Pittodrie. You would take Aberdeen at home almost every time. Rafi, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I think Aberdeen have been, apart from the Ross County game, I think they've had some tough ties, and obviously their home forms have been really good, but they've come up against some of the better sides. That's why they've no won. So this is a game they'll have to look at, and their fans will be looking at it saying, look, this is a we really need to win this as well. And Jim Goodwin needs to get the fans back on board, because they're beginning to turn a wee bit, because they're not winning. So yeah, a home win it has to be.
Tam, St Johnstone have caused your big hitters in the league some trouble this season. Can they do the same to Aberdeen?
Yeah, I think they can. I think they've got, I think they'll go up there confident. They've won up there a few times in recent seasons. They're strong at the back. Still, I think, they're relying a wee bit on Nicky Clark, but it's a huge game. I've went for Aberdeen, I think, just to nick it. I just think that they're due a win. I think they played well against Ross County last week and couldn't put the ball in the net. They've got more firepower than St Johnstone.
Right, moving on to Sunday. We've got 2 games, both televised, Tam. Good to hear. First one, Dundee United against Rangers. What have you made of Rangers so far under Michael Beale?
I think it was their best performance against Celtic. I think that they really stepped up to the plate in a big game, which will be encouraging for the Rangers fans. They'll go up to Dundee United, who are unbeaten, I think, this year. They've seemed to have picked up a great result against St Johnstone, so I think it'll be a difficult game. Always is for Rangers up at Tannadice, but I think I've went for them just to nick it 2-1 to keep Beale's unbeaten run going.
Ruffy, what's the differences do you think you've noticed between the current Rangers under Michael Beale to what they were under Van Bronckhorst?
Well, first of all, they've got the 2 centre-halves back. Golson and the other boy, I can't remember his name now, but they're a lot more tighter at the back. I know Celtic got a couple of goals against them, but they're playing with a wee bit more confidence, and Kent seems to be playing for the manager now. He seems to be wanting to either prove to him that he wants to stay or not, so they've got him back on board as well, and certainly I think the midfield's the only doubt for me, but they're better than what they were, there's no doubt about that, and obviously it doesn't matter what team you're in. The new manager's come in, he's got 3 or 4 wins under his belt and the confidence there. But like Tam says, Dundee United always used to be a really, really hard place to go. I didn't think they were that convincing against St Johnstone last week, but I still think Rangers will win that one.
Morelos has been in favour under Michael Beale, it seems, Tam, but could he be going in this transfer window?
It depends if Rangers can get another striker in. I think that I think he's playing him out of necessity. I don't think he's got another fit striker at the minute. I think Cholak's obviously been out injured. Don't think that the young lad Robbie Ewer's ready to come in and play every week. So I think if they can sign another striker and Cholak's back fit, I think that Rangers would try and offload him in this window.
Dundee United, they seem to be playing a wee bit more direct. Maybe Charlie McGrew's coming in as a coach. Is that sometimes helpful when you're in amongst it and you go, well, do you know what, I think this would work better if we tried this or that?
Yeah, I just think that they've just hit a bit of form. I think that Mulgrew obviously came back into the team's a big boost for him. He's an experienced player, and they've picked up a couple of good results, kept a couple of clean sheets. So no, I think they'll cause Rangers problems, but I think Rangers will edge it 2-1.
Yeah. Well, lastly, I think this might be the game of the weekend if we can get some goals in it. Ruffy, Motherwell against Hibs. Motherwell against Hibs. Two of these teams desperate for a win. Yeah,
well, you look at, as you say, look at both their form there, but Hibs will be looking at Motherwell's form, and they'll be saying like, okay, we're not playing particularly well, but I thought they played all right in bits at Tynecastle, but Motherwell just haven't been performing anyway. So I think Hibs will be looking at this one and saying, look, this is the one we could get ourselves back on track, but they need to perform, they need to start the game better, and obviously they need to finish it better as well. So it's a big game for both teams.
Can you call a winner, Tam? Both looking at their form before we started here, 2 wins and 11 for both of them. Yeah,
Motherwell have not won at home since August. They've lost one of the worst home records in Britain. So Hibs will be delighted. We'll roll into town. They'll be looking for a win. But I fancy Hibs. I think he'll get a reaction out of the players. He's got to. He's absolutely blasted them in the papers, and he's got to get some sort of reaction out of them. I think Hibs have got better players, and I think if they turn up on the day and defend properly, I think they'll get a result. So I've went for Hibs to win 3-1.
Well, speaking to him today, he didn't seem, and Kevin Nisbet, they still seem as if they're all together. Kevin Nisbet says, we're behind the manager, we want to win for him. So there's no kind of upset between the manager and the players as far as we were concerned, speaking to him.
No, I think he's obviously went in and had a goal, but I think when you get beat 3-0 in a derby, you're expecting your manager to come in and slaughter you. I've been in the end of a 5-1 in a derby, and Ruffy's probably been in the end of a few as well, so you expect that. And I don't think anybody will go in a huff, because he was right what he came out and said, so I think they'll get a reaction. I think they'll get a big reaction. I really fancy Hibs, actually.
Right. Whoever doesn't win this game, if it's a winner and a loser, is the manager in trouble?
No, I think both. I think the Hibs manager more than the Motherwell one. I think the Motherwell manager's got the bonus points of being a player, and I think they'll stick by him a wee bit. I don't think the fans have turned on him a wee bit just now.
Right.
But if Hibs were to get beat, I think there'll be a large Hibs contingent there, the supporters. If the Hibs were to get beat, I think the fans will certainly let them know how they feel.
Right then, moving on to our favourite part, the quiz. Now he's just loved coming in for this every week. It's hidden, so he can't cheat.
What she says is yep.
As we know, fastest answer wins. All right. There's some easy ones, don't worry. Right, okay. Who opened the scoring at Ibrox on Monday?
Maida.
I just stared at him.
Right. What was the score the last time a Motherwell and Hibs game was televised in 2010?
6 each.
20.
Yes.
Was that game? Oh.
So processing the question. Who has just won Manager of the Month for the month of December?
Ash Postecoglou. It's Michael Beale.
It was Michael Beale.
Oh, you got to give me a chance to answer.
Just shout answers out.
Right, okay, still 1-1. When were Kelly last in a League Cup final at Hampden?
2000 and they beat Celtic.
2005.
Wrong.
2006.
12.
Wow.
Bonus point for the score?
1-0.
Correct.
Dieter Van something scored. Turnholt.
Right, last question. Who was recently appointed manager of Cove Rangers?
Paul Hartley.
Oh!
Unlucky.
Might be in a draw that one. Right, well, unlucky.
Get
you next week. Get next week. We'll be back next week with another round of fixtures to talk about in the SPFL and 2 semi-finals, of course. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Uncensored, unbiased, unmatched. The Football Show on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel.